Okay, what if I told you that the biggest thing holding you back from literally everything you want comes down to just one single three-letter word? In this explainer, we're going to unpack the one mistake that just totally derails our ambitions the second we make it. And trust me, once you see it, you can't unsee it. So what is it? What is that one little word that can stop all your momentum cold and pull you from that feeling of success right back to square one? Just think about it for a second. When you set a big, exciting goal for yourself, what's that first nagging question that always seems to pop into your head? That's the one. How? The moment that question, but how is this even possible, enters your mind, you've just slammed on the brakes. Now, this tiny word, it seems so responsible, right? So necessary, but it's actually the biggest obstacle standing between you and everything you want. So here's the core idea we're going to dig into. Asking how is the single biggest mistake you can make. The moment that question forms, you've completely shifted your energy. You go from living in a reality where your goal is a done deal to slamming the door shut and finding yourself right back where you started. Let's just call this the how trap. You see, when you question the process, you instantly shift your entire focus to the gap. You know, the distance between where you are and where you want to be. You go from the feeling of already having it to the problem of not having it. And just like that, you're reinforcing the very reality you're trying to escape. So why is this trap so dang effective? Well, it's because it pits two parts of you against each other, your logical mind and your core identity. See, how is the language of the mind, but achieving your goals, call it manifestation, call it bringing your vision to life, whatever, it operates from a completely different place. And this is where the conflict becomes crystal clear. Just look at the difference here. Your mind is all about logic. It sees limits, it needs a plan. Its favorite question is how. But your true identity, your core self, it operates from a place of being. Its language isn't a question at all. It's a statement. I am. When you ask how, you're giving a problem to your logical mind that, frankly, it was never equipped to solve in the first place. Okay, so if asking how is the problem, what's the solution? Well, it's about shifting your entire focus to the energy of the end state. It's about tapping into the feeling of what it's like to already have what you desire, right here, right now. Let's make this super concrete, okay? Think about something you already own, something that is just undeniably yours. Do you spend any time wondering how it's going to get to you? Of course not. It's yours. And there's a perfect analogy for this. Think about it. When you want to pick up your phone, you just do it. There's no internal debate about the physics involved. There's no doubt about whether your hand is going to obey. There's no complex strategic plan. There is zero resistance. That feeling of simple, unquestioning certainty, that is the energy of already done. And that's the feeling you want to replicate for your bigger goals. Now, I get it. This can sound a little passive, right? Just ignore the how. But this is where the real power lies. Detaching from the how isn't about giving up or being lazy. It is a profound act of power and trust. It's really about stepping out of your own way and letting a greater intelligence do all the heavy lifting. And this is what happens when you truly let go. When you stop trying to micromanage every single step of the process, you create an opening for solutions your logical mind could never have dreamed up. That perfect opportunity, that chance meeting. These things don't happen because you forced them. They happen because you stopped interfering and you allowed reality to find the most efficient path for you. I really want to pause on this quote because it is the core metaphor for this entire explainer. Your job isn't to be the engineer who has to painstakingly build the bridge from here to there. No, your job is to embody the feeling of already being on the other side. You stand there in that new reality and you simply allow the bridge to appear. You let reality catch up to where you already are. So, if our job isn't to build the bridge, what is our job? How do we actually make that shift to just standing on the other side? Well, it all comes down to one key practice. This single idea right here captures the entire practice. You have to consciously shift your focus away from the process, the how, and you anchor it firmly in your identity. You stop asking, how will I get this? And you start asking, who am I now that I have it? And all of a sudden, there's nothing left to figure out. There's only someone to be. So the first step is to drop the need to understand everything. Just let go of that demand for a complete A to Z blueprint before you even begin. You don't need to see the entire path from the start. Just trust the first step and have a little faith that the next one is going to show up. Second, you have to drop the need to control. Release that white-knuckled grip on the outcome. Stop trying to force things or manipulate situations or plan for every single contingency. That desperate need for control, it's just fear in disguise. The fear that if you don't make it happen, it won't happen at all. And, most importantly, we come full circle back to where we started. Drop the question. The second you feel your mind asking, "But how?" just notice it. Recognize it for the trap that it is. And then gently remind yourself, that's not my job. Because the moment you truly, finally drop the how, something magical happens. It's like an inversion. You stop desperately chasing after a future you want, and instead, physical reality begins to reorganize itself to match the person you've already become on the inside. So I'll just leave you with this. What if the most complex, most stressful part of achieving any goal, the how, was never your job to begin with? What would you be free to do? And maybe more importantly, who would you be free to be right now?